This week's The Art of a Meaningful Life's podcast is Beyond the Hustle, Building for Sustainable Success. See you there. Welcome to The Art of a Meaningful Life. Today's episode, Beyond the Hustle, Building Agility for Sustainable Success. I was just being funny before. I am Carmen Davailus. I'm an entrepreneur and artist. I'm a nature photographer, also an author, and I was a nurse practitioner for over 40 years. I left nursing career at about 2015-16 to tell stories with photography and words. And I loved photography. I have for many, many years. Began with portraits. I created a nonprofit called Doggies for Dementia Foundation, where we photograph families impacted by dementia, Alzheimer's disease, with their family pet, usually a dog. I loved this very much, and I still offer this to families. I wrote a book, and during the pandemic, had to really think about how I could support myself when I couldn't really be around people, which is tough when you're a photographer. I was also treated for cancer right as the lockdown began. I mean, really, it was nuts. But to save my sanity, I did what I always loved best, which was walk in the wildflower fields and any other park that wasn't closed, and take my dogs and my camera. And this was really the spark that led me to where I am today as an award-winning floral photographer. You know, I've learned a lot along the way, and I'm quite sure I'm not the only one who would like to succeed and do that as quickly as possible. Luckily, there are things called videos and podcasts. And you know what? I'm here to impart some of my life and business wisdom. So, welcome. I'll tell you a little story. I recently had eye surgery on my right eye where I had these wrinkles on my cornea. They went in and scraped it, literally scraped the cornea, and it was very painful, like for a couple weeks. And, you have more nerve endings in your cornea. That's that outer covering of your eye than you do even in your teeth in the roots. I was like having rocks in my eye for a week, and it's been like 10 days now, so I can see, but it's pretty blurry. My left eye has the same problem, but I haven't had that surgery done yet. Meanwhile, my right eye was taped shut, and given I'm used to vision in both eyes, I kept running into things on my right side, and even tripped over a box. Now, because I do yoga and other exercises to help with balance, I was able to right myself and prevent injury along the way. I'm pretty good at pivoting. This is agility and is something we need both personally, physically, and also as an entrepreneur. We sometimes hear about resiliency, which is also important. So let's talk about both. So agility is basically the ability to adapt quickly to changing circumstances while maintaining our focus on our goals. My goal was to remain on my feet and not fall, and I failed once. That's all. So anyway, and that's when resiliency comes into play. And resiliency is that capacity to recover and bounce back from setbacks, such as eye surgeries, and other challenges. You can see how important these are for your life and for your business. They tend to run hand in hand. However, if you are agile, you may not need so much resiliency to bounce back. In my example, if I hadn't have caught myself, I probably would have had a bigger fall, and I may be dealing with, like worse health issues, like broken bones or something. Didn't happen, thank goodness. My agility really paid off. And agility isn't just about adapting, it's thriving in the face of change. Research has shown that the most successful companies are those who embrace agility as a core quality or value. No surprise, right? They take the steps to protect their company and their employees. Agility, though, is not only for big companies, it's for all of us. All right, I need to talk a little bit about failure. I know. This is a big topic, so be sure and subscribe so you can catch future podcasts about failure. I don't mind talking about it. I really like to, actually. We tend to want to run from it, but failure can be your friend and really give you a leg up over the competition. So just saying. So agility is like dodgeball. Remember that game? We need to pivot, adjust strategies, keep moving forward without getting stuck or slammed with the ball. I really did not like dodgeball, but that's another story. Nobody likes getting slammed by a rubber ball or in business. So, how and when you define failure are key, because the quicker you assess and adjust your strategies or not, the sooner you can get back in the game. So, failure can be like this: down, up again, down again, and up. We'll take a lot more closer look at this. But in the meantime, how do you become more agile in your business life? Consider your thoughts and feelings around change and failure. Yeah, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say the word. Yes, mindset. I know you're probably tired of hearing that word. Yeah, I know I am. But in the meantime, embrace change as an opportunity rather than a threat. I'll tell you a little story. When my son was younger and we had a change of plans, it was really tough. I mean, he didn't like change. I mean, he was really even sad when I bought a new car and we had to leave the old one behind. He's such a sweet, sensitive child, and he is as an adult too. But in any event, when there were changes, I called it a family adventure and made it into a game, kind of like a movie. I added some mystery, like, what do you think will happen next? And lots of, what if we, I was looking to pivot, right? And this is where your curiosity, creativity, put those words together, didn't I, come into play. This is also something we'll talk more about in the future, because I'm trying to stay focused for you today. And I have a challenge with that, both eyes and in what I say. Be sure and subscribe so you don't miss out. I'll just put that little plug in there. Besides your mindset, you can also learn to anticipate the challenges, improve your problem solving skills, and also your decision making abilities. Again, there's a lot around this. I'm excited to dive in soon, but that part, not today. So, planning, carrying out your plan, and then reviewing, however, is very important. Let's talk about that. Because I learned this really early in life, since it's really a part of the nursing process. We must always take a step back and review with honesty. So, when you have a business plan or a project or something like recording this podcast, I planned it out, reviewed it. I'll probably re-record and review it, and then continue to adapt until I feel like it's pretty good. I don't really aim for perfection, because there's really no such thing. That's why you'll hear hiccups here. I aim to cover what I think is important, and then I listen to your feedback. Your feedback is how I continue to improve. This is part of agility. I know you may think about trolls who say kind of evil, mean things. They're there. But I look at a trend and follow up on the comments. I don't listen to the trolls. So you can help me by commenting on what you liked best and what you want to learn more about. So talking with my audience in mind, or without an audience in mind, is great. Always have your audience in mind. And the same thing with your business. Always have your goal in mind. So let's talk about some specific practical steps to becoming more agile. I already kind of mentioned this, but number one is reflection. Regularly evaluate what's working and what's not. I review things at least once a month, and honestly, more often than that. I have an annual big objectives I plan every year, and then I work backward to determine what do I need to do every quarter to achieve these objectives, and then what do I need to do like every month of that quarter, and then get down to the week and even down to the day. Now, there's a lot of flexibility in that. In fact, I'm sure planning, especially if you're an artist, sounds really inflexible, but that's why I'm going to say you evaluate as you go. You create your plans, but then leave room for adjustments. One of my objectives is to have quality, ample family and travel time. And I have 8 grandchildren. And so, yeah, I really work hard on the flexibility. It's important. Another practical step is what you are doing here right now. You're learning, continuous learning. Stay curious, stay open to new knowledge and experiences. Best of all, ask questions. The smartest people in the world know how to ask questions and get clarity. That's why they're so smart.
Yes!
In conclusion, you're waiting, right? We've determined how important it is to be agile, both physically, if you want to live a really high quality life as you age, agility is key, and also in our thinking. You know a few ways to boost your own agility. Reflection. Take the time, review, and analyze your actions. Your objective, if that's your objective on a project, was to bring in more money, you know what your review is? How much did you bring in? That's your review. How much did it cost you? And all those kind of things. And then you step back and go, what do I do next? So you need to plan ahead a little bit so you have time for this reflection. Always, always, always take the time to do that. I would love to hear your comments and what you think about that. Oh, I think the next thing is don't look like with failure as a really bad F word. It's not. Failure is important. It's really key. You need to be flexible. You need to keep learning, embrace failure. We're going to rethink how we think about that. Yeah, it's key to a meaningful life. This is a good time to subscribe to The Art of a Meaningful Life.
Yes!
That's what I think. I'll end by thanking you for listening or watching, and with this very profound statement. Success isn't about hustling harder. It's about moving smarter. Indeed. See you next week.